Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shelter Radio for Monday, the 30th of March. And I'm David Dalt. I'm glad to be with you. I hope that you all are staying safe, that you're staying healthy, that you're sheltering in place, and that you are reducing your contact in the world for the sake of flattening the curve. What we're doing here is an experiment, what we call social distancing, without social indifference. And so we're trying to encourage people, give them reasons to stay inside and to find reasons to be with your family and to just kind of stay put while this pandemic is raging across our countryside. One of the things that we can do, of course, is to stay in and listen to music and sing along when people are playing. I have noticed in the last couple of days, yesterday, if you saw, my friend Rick Lee James did the Breedlove Guitars concert. I think it was called the Cabin Fever concert. I had a lot of fun listening to that. I also saw last night Dave Lamott, an old acquaintance of mine from singer-songwriter days. Dave Lamott did a concert, so shout outs to Dave. Shout outs to Leo Huang, who's been playing some music. I think my friend Ben Lewis is going to start playing some music. My friend Zach Zaya, CZAIA, he does the Poetry Lockdown every day around 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. All of those things are good distractions. If you have a talent, Facebook Live is so easy. Turn it on, explore it, share your talents with the world. And find a way to connect with people. It's really, really wonderful. And as I've been saying before, if you all have ideas or know about other people that are doing Facebook Live events or other kinds of online events, please put them in the comments. I'll be happy to amplify them as I get a chance to. Another thing that you can do, of course, while we're sheltering in place is read. And I wanted to talk about kind of what I've been reading for the past few days. So I picked up this book by Tom O'Neill called Chaos: Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s. Now, folks that have known me for a long time know that a book like this is right up my alley. And I have to say, I didn't know what to expect when I got into it, because books about conspiracy theories, books about the late 1960s, they can really be hit or miss. And sometimes when they miss, they're really fun just because you like to laugh at them. But I had not expected a book that was this well researched. Almost 20 years of research and reporting went into the book. And I'm, as you can see from my bookmark, I'm about halfway through it, almost to the photo inserts in the middle. And I have to say, I'm really interested to see where it goes. It is about conspiracy theories. It is about the Tate LaBianca murders. It is about the Summer of Love, and it is about the government's involvement in trying to take the civil rights movement and other peace movements and basically destroy them from the inside. So a fascinating read. If you are reading anything good, please share it in the comments. I'd love to know what you are reading as well. And I haven't had a chance to really sit down and read a book like this in a long time. So one benefit of sheltering in place is the chance to read, and I'd love to know what has caught your attention lately. And I'll tell you about more books as I'm getting to them. Okay. All right, so I've got a set of songs today and going to play until about 2:30 or so, and thank you for joining us, and I hope that you enjoy. Welcome to the world that we live in. Normal people going for a spin, but they don't realize it changes all our lives. Every day somebody's just missing. Someone wants to know if I know all the answers. We're really just guessing. Guess we'll never really know. Sunday section gave us a mention. Grams freaking out over the attention. Things ain't around. It's coming back around. Long distance on the other end says I need them for a friend. No matter what I choose, I'm the one they wanna use. Flip your wig, gotta flip your wig. Flip your wig, gonna flip your wig. Flip your wig, gonna flip your wig. Flip your wig, flip your wig. Do we really know? Do we really care? Do we really know? Do we really care? I don't know, and I don't care. Do we really know, and do we really care? That's some Hüsker off of my favorite Hüsker album, Flip Your Wig. Well, is it my favorite Hüsker album? I mean, gosh, so many good Hüsker albums, but Flip Your Wig is an amazing album. And some folks have made some requests for some Bob Mould songs, and so I'm working my way through Bob Mould's catalog, and the Hüsker stuff is a little easier to play than some of his solo stuff, so that's where I'm starting. It's all kind of bar chords and just sheer rage. So yeah, I thought I would take a moment and talk about this guitar. I name my guitars, and I own several of them. And this guitar I have had, gosh, since 1990, maybe 1991. So almost, a little more than almost 30 years now. And it's a used guitar. It's a Takamine. And I bought it in Columbus, Georgia at Coliani's Music. I walked in to Coliani's, and it was just kind of sitting there on a stand. For those of you that don't know anything about guitars, the way that you talk about a guitar like this is it's a dreadnought style. So it's fashioned after the Martin Guitars dreadnought model. So this is a dreadnought style Takamine. Bought it for $150 in 1991. And I gotta say, it's probably the best $150 I've ever spent. It was $150 with the case, which is pretty amazing because sometimes a case can be almost that much. But I have played guitars that sound better. I have played guitars that have felt better. But this guitar has been just a mighty ally in all of my songwriting and in all of the ways that I have just kind of been in the world of music. It has been a companion. I'm so in love with this guitar. I'm very, very thankful for it. I name my guitars. This guitar is named Theron Underwood, is what I actually, no, sorry, this is not Theron Underwood. This guitar is named Sandberg. This is Sandberg, right? Named after the poet Carl Sandburg. Sorry, I forgot. Theron Underwood was the first electric guitar I ever owned. Okay, well. And one other fun trivia fact about this guitar is this guitar has been borrowed by #1 charting musicians. So, for example, Sean Mullins, who some folks may have heard of. Sean Mullins borrowed this guitar one time and has played and touched this guitar. That's the closest that I get to fame, is that kind of stuff. But he's a great songwriter. I love his stuff, and he's a nice person. And that's always good to know, too, is that, when musicians that do well are good-hearted souls, you always like to see that. Here's a song by another good-hearted soul, my friend Gerard Mchugh. I ask you to approve my every move, as if you held some kind of guarantee. If I need you to believe what I believe, to validate my own reality. 1, 2, three. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. Button your lip to your own negative trip. At least don't think you have to include me. When I try to help everyone there is, I only end up helping nobody. And hearing this, I think you would agree. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. 'Cause it's so hard to tell the truth, though I still can't if I'm so moved. Still it's easier to pretend and not live up to things, my friend. Some live their lives trying to prove to each other they're the ones who know what's going on. Claiming to reign as kings and queens and presidents, even though it's evident they're pawns. And I am just one pawn singing this song. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. To myself. To myself. Oh, that's I Lie to Myself by Gerard Mchugh. Just a great songwriter. Written so many good songs from back in my days in Atlanta. Still doing that. Still writing songs. Just a fine soul. Fine soul. Gerard, if you're listening, I hope that you're doing well. So I'm a huge fan of Cyndi Lauper. And I think that Cyndi Lauper is an underrated songwriter and performer. Underrated. I mean, she made a lot of money doing it, but I think that oftentimes she gets dismissed as having, like, you know, the funny colored hair and whatever. And I think that she has so much heart and soul in her performance and so much heart and soul in her songwriting. I really am just very, very taken with the way that she crafts and delivers a song. And this is one of my favorites of hers. It was written with one of the folks from the Hooters, if you remember that band from a long time ago. It's called Time After Time. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. Walking in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, cold nights almost left me blind. Suitcase calling to me. I can't hear what you said, and then you said, go slow, I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Well, after my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, you're calling to me. You're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drumbeat hands of time. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look, and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. I had somebody write in the comments a couple days ago, how do you hit those high notes? The answer is simple. Eat your vegetables, kids. Eat your vegetables. The girl appears in open windows, hiding in shadows, awaken my fears, but not my nightmares. And I think her name is Mary, remembering the nights we went dancing to the tune of our misgivings, and in the distance dogs were howling, and I think her name is Mary. Crepe paper Susan on a Tuesday, slips on rain-soaked sidewalks. I never could take a real disasters, so I had to turn to Mary. And the girl explains, monsoon season, in the midst of apprehension, my soul washes rain away with ashes, and I'm sure her name is Mary. I know her well. Oh, oh. All right. I hope everybody's doing okay. For some of us, at least here in Chicago, we're entering the third week of this, and it looks like there's a lot more to come before we're all done. And so finding ways to keep your life normal, finding ways to have some routine, understanding that it's okay to freak out a little bit. All of that is part of this process. I mean, just for an example, so going out and getting exercise is good. And so today, my family and I, we went out and we got some exercise. We walked several blocks through my neighborhood here in Hyde Park. And when I got back, I was a nervous wreck. I really was. I didn't realize how much just going outside was going to kind of mess with my head, but it really did. And my daughter is crawling behind us right now. But it really did mess with me. And be aware of that. Be aware when your head just goes kind of sideways on you, and be gentle with yourself. I mean, all of us are going to discover triggers that we never knew that we had, things that were normal before that now kind of freak us out. And that's okay. That's part of the new normal that we're living in. And if we beat ourselves up about it, we're going to do a lot more damage. So just be willing to be patient with yourself, be willing to be patient with those that are near you, and make sure that you're taking a lot of time to rest and a lot of time for self-care. Take baths, read, take naps, do the things that you need to do to help you make it through this with health and safety. Okay. I played this one the first couple days that I was doing this, and I didn't do a great job. I'm gonna try it again, and we'll see how it goes. Everybody's talking about the stormy weather. What's a man to do but to work out whether it's true? Looking for a man with the focus of a temper who can open up a mouth and see between one and two. Time to get it before you let it get to you. Off the street now, come running through. Everybody's coming from the winter vacation, taking in the sun and an exaltation to you. You come running in platform shoes with Marshall stacks at least, just to give it a clue. Oh, here it comes. I know it's someone I knew. Teenage riot in a public station. If I tear it up, then I reckon it's for you. Now I see it. I think I'll leave it out of the way. Now I come near you. It's not clear why you fade away. Looking for a ride to a secret location that the kids are setting up for a freaky nation for you. Got a horn and a drum and a hammer that's rocking, and a love from the left and the right that'll do it for now. Better look out, hope it works out my way. Better work out, works out my way. That's that one up. This one. We know it's down. We know it's bound to lose. Everybody's sound is around it. Everybody wants to be proud to choose. So who can take the blame for the stormy weather? You're never gonna stop all the teenage leather and blues. It's time to go around. One man show that teaches how to feel. We're off the streets now, back on the road on the Riot trail. Oh, completely blew the third verse. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly, really. Anything worth doing is worth doing completely wrong until you get it right. And so I'm just going to keep practicing, and I'm going to keep getting better. And you can go back and watch all of the former episodes of Shelter Radio. We now, I think, have close to 10 of them, and they're all on the timeline. And soon, hopefully, I'm going to be able to put them on YouTube. You can go back and you can see just how bad I was and how bad I still am. And maybe if this keeps happening and I'm able to keep doing this for you, and I hope that I am, you'll see in a few weeks that my fingers have gotten stronger and my confidence has grown with the chords, and that I know more of these songs, even the ones that I wrote. But even so, what I want to stress is it doesn't matter. Do it with love, do it with your heart, and do it willing to fall on your face if you have to, but do it to connect with other people. That's why we need to be here for each other right now. We're not going to know how to do it right all the time. We're not going to know how to do it successfully all the time. We're going to mess up, but we have to try. And trying is like 9/10 of it, just 9/10 of it. I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm so thankful that you keep showing up and you watch me learn in public. I'm so thankful that we're figuring out how to be socially distant without being socially indifferent. I'm just grateful for these songs and the chance to play them for you. I'm grateful for the people that wrote them. And I'm grateful especially for this time with you. Two dozen other dirty lovers must be a sucker for it. Cry, cry, but I don't need my mother. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision. Sooner or later, your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. 7 seas all rotten through. What can you do? I don't know how I'm meant to act with all of you lot. Sometimes I don't try, then I Sooner or later, your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away, let me down. Sooner or later, you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. Run away, run away, let me down. Run away, run away, let me down. You run away, let me down. 2 dozen other stupid reasons why we should suffer for this. Don't bother trying to explain them. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later, your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later, you hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away, let me down. You run away, let me down. You run away, let me down. You run away, let me down. Thank you all for joining me today. This has been Shelter Radio for Monday, the 30th of March. I'll be back at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time each day, God willing. Look forward to seeing you again and being with you. Please take care of each other. Please keep sheltering in place. Stay indoors as much as you can. And let's keep flattening that curve. I love you. I can't wait to be with you again in person. But until then, thank you for being with me today.